Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order.
All right, Boyd,
Here.
Darko,
Here.
Evans, Evans, you're muted.
I just unmuted me here.
There you are. Okay. Fallon, Ray, are you muted?
Yeah, pretty much. No, I'm not.
There you are.
No, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ottenberg,
Here.
all right. Saleen, Al, you're muted. Al, I see you're there. I can't hear you though. Bill, I know you're there.
Here.
Okay. There's Al. Al, are you
Yeah.
here? Okay.
See, I don't know how to mute this because it's on the phone. I don't know what I'm doing. All right.
All right. Bray is here. Hegedus.
Here.
Okay, we have
All
no
right.
trustees to excuse. We're going to move on. Welcoming Virginia Ottenberg as an appointed board member. Welcome. We're glad to have you. And we can move on to
Thank you. I had to unmute myself to say thank you. Thank you.
And we'll move on to the administration of the oath.
Okay, Virginia, do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as a member of the Board of Trustees of the Hubbard Public Library, Trumbull County, Ohio, to the best of your ability, and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereafter to be enacted during your term of office? Respond in the affirmative, please.
I will.
Congratulations
Thank you.
and welcome.
Thank you.
Got to do something about that run-on sentence. And then, Jerry, you have the notarized. I mailed that.
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. We're good.
Yes.
All right.
Thank
All right,
you.
Bill, approval of the agenda.
Okay, we need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Who was that just moved?
Boyd.
I'm sorry.
So,
Okay. Who seconded it?
Ray.
Okay. All right. Boyd,
Yes.
Fallon,
Yes.
Darko,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Ottenberg,
Yes.
Saleen,
Yes.
Tutrone.
Yes. Move on to recognition of guests.
Molly acknowledged the guests at the beginning of the meeting, so I don't know that we have to do anything further, Bill, unless you want to.
Alrighty. Then we'll move into old business for reading of the minutes. If there's any questions or comments.
If not, then you can just file for audit.
Very good. Now we're going to move on. We're going to appoint vice president. I'd like to appoint Daisy as the vice president. Hi, Daisy.
Hi, Bill.
And is that all we do with that?
What, does she accept?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Now we'll move
Then
on to
you're good.
committee reports and recommendations. On the audit, we're going to appoint a committee member. I'd like to appoint Virginia Ottenberg for the audit committee. Do we get accept on that, or do I just keep rolling?
you just keep on going. For the committees, it's
Personnel.
up to your discretion.
The personnel, I'd like to appoint Al Saul-Lean. Records committee, I'd like to appoint Lori Darko.
I think Al is already on the personnel committee.
Oh, he is?
Yes.
On personnel, yeah, Al is already on.
Okay, then we'll put Ray on.
Okay. And who on
And
the
Lori
records?
Lori Darko on the records.
Okay.
I kind of skipped around. And then the report on the audit committee is, we had a letter sent from the auditors scheduling whenever they're available. Is that correct?
Yes, I will speak more about that during my section.
Okay. Then we'll move on to the personnel committee. Any reports?
No report.
Records committee?
No, that's only in January.
Okay, finance committee
No report.
and building and grounds?
Well, since it hasn't met, we have no report from that. I'm not sure who would have been the chair.
That's all right. And we'll move on to new business. Any correspondence or public address?
No, there is not.
Okay, now we'll move into the fiscal officer's report.
Okay. For April, we received $122,850.92. We spent $69,637.28. The large amount of receipts for April is because we received the bulk of our levy funds for the first half. So don't expect to see that again anytime soon. In April, our Star Ohio was 0.84%. First National Bank was 0.25%. Both of those interest rates have plummeted in the last month. I want to say last month, Star Ohio was closer to, I believe it was like 1.84%. So just so you know, our investments are currently on a downward spiral. In April, our PLF was estimated at $41,639.80. We received $37,452.76, which means that we were behind estimates by $4,187.04. So for the year in April, we were only behind by $7.21 from where we were estimated where we should be for the year. However, as I have already sent out to the board, we know our May PLF, we are down 35% behind estimates. We are $23,000 short from where we should be. So we're already starting to feel the effects of the COVID virus on our revenues. For April, we received one gift for $50. So I need a motion to approve that, please.
So moved.
So moved.
Boyd.
Boyd, okay. Who seconded?
Second, Lori.
Lori, okay. Boyd,
Yes.
Darko,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Fallon,
Yes.
Ottenberg,
Yes.
Saulene,
Yes.
Tutrone.
Yes.
For April, the code adjustments I had on the separate sheet of paper that was right behind the agenda, because after speaking to Lorena and then just kind of getting some clarifications from the finance committee, Lorena and I believe that our best course of action at this point is to reduce our overall budget by 20% for the year, plus take an additional 17,000 out because we know our other sources of revenue, which I budget at 27,000. We will not be receiving anywhere close to that for the year. So with that in mind, I have reduced our budget by $147,000 and moved the money out of those specific line items. As you can see on page 2 under appropriation supplemental, I took money out of salaries, insurance, tuition reimbursement, teen programming, staff development, teen gifts, ebooks, databases, security, cleaning, PR, audit, engineering, and legal, and moved it all into a separate line item called other, so that when our PLF officially gets reduced, I can just go in with the next certification and essentially zero out that $147,000 to bring us in line with where our PLF will be. At this point, I believe we should be receiving a new PLF estimate in July if everything goes according to tradition, and that's usually when I receive something from the county. So therefore, in July, I expect to be coming to you with a new certification for a reduced amount of PLF by at least 20% for the year. So all indications say next year will probably actually be worse than this year, but everything is speculations. Nobody really knows until the economy gets back to going. So at this point, we've just moved the money out. It is still technically available to us, but this way it's already out of our budget and we're used to not having it. So I need a motion to approve those code adjustments, please.
So moved.
Either one.
I heard Bill. Who seconded?
Daisy.
Daisy. Tutrone,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Boyd,
Yes.
Darko,
Yes.
Fallon,
Yes.
Ottenberg,
Yes.
Saulene.
Yes.
Our 2021 taxation budget has been received by the school board. Per the ORC section 570530, a public hearing on the proposed budget will be held. I have since learned that it will be May 26th at 1:30. It is technically scheduled for the school board offices, but more than likely I will be sitting out in my car wearing my mask, waiting for the crowds of people to show up. Nobody ever does. The audit 2018-19 letter of engagement has been signed and returned to the auditor. Our audit will commence once the auditor is permitted to travel. At this point, he told me that his company, Perry and Associates, do not allow any sort of travel. So once that restriction has been eased, he will be on site to perform our audit. Last I saw, it is due back to the Auditor of State by June 30th. So I imagine this will not be a very long audit. For the next one, Shared Work Ohio. I briefly touched on this last month at the board meeting. I request approval to apply for Shared Work Ohio. What this is it allows us to bring our employees back, select employees back at a reduced amount of hours. And then I'll get into it more with the next one, but it allows us to bring them back for a reduced amount of hours, and then unemployment will pick up the hours that we have reduced them by. We can go anywhere from 10 to 50%. We can start off at 50%. We can gradually decrease it, increase their hours at the library, decrease Shared Work Ohio up to 10%, and unemployment will pick up the other percent of the hours that we're not paying them. It also allows them to collect that $600 a week that they should, if they're not already receiving, should be receiving shortly from unemployment. So I need a motion to apply to at least get us into the program.
So moved.
Second,
Who seconded?
Boyd.
Are there any questions? Evans,
Yes.
Boyd,
Yes.
Darko,
Yes.
Fallon,
Yes.
Ottenberg,
Yes.
Salim,
Yes.
Tutrone.
Yes.
I do have a couple emails out to Cleveland and Cuyahoga because there's some questions concerning OPERS. So once I get those answered, then I expect that I will be applying for Shared Work Ohio this week. And they claim that they have a 1 week turnaround time. So we should be into the system for that pretty quickly. My next one, staff reduction in hours. If the Shared Work Ohio, if our plan is approved by ODJFS, I request approval to reinstate hourly employees currently working 24+ hours at a 50% reduction in hours beginning at a date to be determined and reported at the next regular board meeting. We are expecting, at this time, we're shooting for a June 1st date to bring back staff, but considering that we don't know what's going on with the coronavirus, what's going on with the state, we're shooting for that date. We can't guarantee that date, so I don't want to put a date down absolute in writing until we know for certain. But I will report to the board what the date is once we know, and I will officially report at the next board meeting. I will say that there are 4 employees that we have who do not qualify for traditional unemployment, so therefore they would not qualify for the Shared Work Ohio plan. So there are 4 employees who it would be necessary to leave them on furlough for, I'm going to say at least July 31st, but there's no guarantee on that. It would at least, they would not make the June 1st opening date. So we have 1 employee who's at 25 hours who does not qualify for traditional unemployment. And then we have 2 20 hours, and we have 1 new employee who does not qualify. But at this point, I'm just asking for all 24 hour plus employees.
Could I ask, is that something that employees can volunteer for, or that it's just a given that who it would take place with, or do you understand what I'm saying?
Right. At this point, from what I understand, and Lorena, please correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe if they have the choice that they don't have to do Shared Work Ohio, they could, if they don't want to come back, and I could be wrong on this, I need to double check, but I feel like I saw that if they don't want to come back, they can stay on voluntary furlough.
Okay, that's why I'm confused about that part of it, Who?
That's
Right.
what I understand as well. And it was in some of the documentation that I emailed and mailed out to the staff, some voluntary options.
Okay.
So the library is planning to reopen on the 1st of June. Is that our plan?
If I
We
could
would be,
jump in.
we're discussing dropping back to level 2.
And at that point, well, then we still wouldn't be open for business.
We would be, it would go back to how we were before at level 2, where it would be, people can go through the drive-through. We would have staff within the building. We would be doing work within the building and people could place holds. They could call with questions and there would be staff available to answer, to let people pick up books through the drive-through, things like that.
Okay.
If I could just interject here, I do not want to say that because we're potentially bringing staff back on June 1st, that we're actually going to reinstate the drive-through window or drive-up window and so forth. We have a little window here where supervisors are going back to the library. I need them to be comfortable and then to immediately assume on June 1st, the hourly staff that will be coming back are ready for providing services. I can't say that for sure. So as soon as possible after that June 1st timeline, if this timeline stays in place, I would like to say that we will begin those level 2 services, but I do not want to say in writing and have it stated that yes, we will provide services on June 1st. We're looking towards that and as soon thereafter.
Are we looking to the
Thank you,
governor?
Lord.
Looking to the governor?
That's why I didn't want to put down in this motion a specific date because we really don't have everything figured out yet exactly how we're going to be reopening.
Sure.
So
I
we're just
understand.
trying to get
Yeah.
all these steps in place.
So we're looking to the governor's office for guidance on phase 2 and phase 1, or is that a decision that you guys are going to make? I'm a little fuzzy on all that.
Okay, in part of my report later, I was going to mention that I'm working on procedures to align with the COVID-19 policy that the board approved, almost 2 months ago now. So yes, I'm conversing with staff, with libraries, all sorts of entities to provide the best procedures for safely and, considering staff and the public in mind.
All right, good, thanks. I didn't want to steal your thunder, but thank you. Go ahead.
Are we getting directives from the governor's office at all?
A little bit we are.
Okay. Because I just wondered what their requirements were for us, that we might have to do or not do.
Yeah, there's some cleaning things that they're recommending, mask operations that they're recommending and so forth. And again, a little bit of that I was going to get into later in the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is Virginia. I have a question since I'm the newbie here. How many total employees are there?
We have 17.
17, all part-time. No, nobody's 40 hours?
No, we've lost 2 full-time employees. We have, I want to say, oh goodness, it's like 10 full-time and 7 part-time employees, I believe we have.
Okay. Thank you.
We have 2 people who work 30 hours. We have 2 who work 25. 1 works 24. I think there's 3 who work 20, and then the rest of the employees are all 40. Some of us are salaried. There's 5, 6 of us who are salaried. We're the ones who are still working during all of this. We're working from home.
Okay. Thanks.
Are there any other questions?
I make a motion that we accept this staff reduction in hours.
I'll second that.
Do we have? Is there any other discussion on it? Tutron,
Yes.
Boyd,
Yes.
Darko,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Fallon,
Yes.
Ottenberg,
Yes,
Darlene.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Rather than give you a big list like I did last month of all the different webinars and meetings I've gone to, if you're interested in knowing, I will be more than happy to share with you. But it was a lot. So just so you know, all to do with COVID and HR. I have no items that is too late for the agenda, so I need a motion to approve the financial report, please.
So
Jerry,
moved.
I'm sorry, was there a question?
quick question on the continuing education. How many of those do we pay for versus how many of those are free?
I think you only paid for one. I did one from GFOA on cash flow forecasts, which I'm still working on, doing a cash flow. Otherwise, they've all been for free through SHRM, through various HR, through NEO, through Voorhees, a lot of legal stuff.
Okay,
So
great.
it's been a lot of free webinars that I found.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Go ahead.
Pick one. Pick one.
Was that you, Bill?
No, give it to Daisy or Lori or whoever the other ones were.
Daisy? Daisy, did you second or was that Lori?
Yeah, yes, I did.
You did? Okay. All right. Fallon,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Boyd,
Yes.
Darko,
Yes.
Ottenberg,
yes,
Darlene,
Yes.
Tutron.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
And I have one comment yet. I'm sorry. Jerry, you did a very nice job on this financial report. It was very detailed and I know it was a hard job. You did very nice. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to the director's report.
All righty. Okay, I just want to take a minute to commend the entire staff again for their quality and volume of work that they've been producing, teamwork and so forth. And then even those staff members who are furloughed, just the support they're giving each other. I just love the heart of our people. The majority of the staff that I've been communicating with, they are all anxious to get back to work, missing each other and so forth. So just want to relay that they're ready to go back to work as soon as we can. So, and just a note on the great sense of humor as well this crew has. Everybody is just communication is peppered with bits and pieces that just make me chuckle all the time, and it helps with the motivation factor. So appreciate that. A bit of information and just updates on what we're continuing to do. Hopefully you've been following our Facebook page. There's a lot going on there. The Mrs. Russo, this is her report for this month. She's continued weekly Facebook Live story and activity sessions throughout the month of April. The sessions remain popular with views averaging 300 per week. While this is a decrease from last month, many other libraries have reported similar declines in online storytime views. We attribute the drop to the public's overall weariness with screen time, as many are required to use computers to complete school and work activities from home. I can say amen to that. enough webinars. The National Library Week Virtual Art Gallery appearing on the library webpage was suggested by Mary Ann. Molly, Nate, and Mary Ann collaborated to implement the activity, inviting patrons to submit artwork inspired by the word lovely. Tentative plans are being formulated for the summer reading program. Beanstack will be utilized to offer patrons an at-home version of summer reading activities. Mary Ann viewed webinars from Indiana State Library and the Massachusetts Library Association, both on the timely topic of planning summer reading 2020 in light of the pandemic. And additional continuing education is School Library Journal Middle Grade Magic Video Conference, Whole Child Virtual Summit, entitled Why Empathetic Kids Succeed, Developing and Nurturing Character in Children and the Practice of Kindness, Kaplan Early Learning Video, and Illinois Library System webinar Beyond eStory Times. Mary Ann also participates weekly in both the Ohio Youth Services and NEO Youth Services networking Zoom meetings where a variety of timely topics are discussed and shared. And some other staff reports for adult services. Nate has reported, if you remember last month, we added Hoopla to our digital services, and it is being used quite heavily already. So that's a good thing to see. Nate is holding conversations regarding remote and virtual programming. This hopefully will include ukulele classes, collaborative Trumbull County Metro Park activities, and some Mill Creek Park programs that will be part of summer reading, as well as just letting folks know what they can do during the summer in the parks. I have to give a shout out to Chip, Chip Silviti, our maintenance. He's continued to do a beautiful job maintaining the building, ensuring random deliveries and mail are taken care of, and he's planning already. We've been in multiple conversations about safety measures that need to be in place for staff and patrons when we come back to the library and then when we eventually open up to the public. Virtual programming that's gone on, the website, social media, all of that, and your attendance at this meeting is, as well as other technology needs, is a test to Molly's continual diligence with IT. And a shout out for Charlie, although they're not yet circulating. Charlie's been very busy cataloging and processing new physical materials. They're ready to go out to patrons as soon as we can begin circulating and circulation services. Some things that I have continued to be working on and considering as we're moving forward. Unemployment assistance and communications with furloughed staff, and completed the work to fill our board vacancy. Again, welcome, Virginia. I've continued communication as I can and as it makes sense with city officials for updates on openings as well as recommendations for returning to work. CleveNet and the State Library, I've also been in communication with them for recommendations and figuring out when they're opening back up, as well as statewide delivery services. And I've been working on, and this harkens back to the questions that were about reopening procedures, timing, what needs to be in place for safety measures and so forth. I'm working on creating a COVID-19 return to work procedure document, and I'm calling it a procedure document because that's what it is, things that have to happen and will continue to happen throughout this process. And once staff is back to work at the library, as well as once we are welcoming the community back into the library. This document will align with the COVID policy that you folks approved a couple months ago. And as already has been mentioned, a week from today, May 18th, we're projecting that those of us supervisory administrative staff that's been working from home, we will actually report to the library on May 18th and start preparations and continued preparations for safely returning to that level 2 of the COVID policy. And then the projected date of hopefully June 1st, bringing hourly staff back as we can under that shared work program that Jerry so nicely defined for us. And at some point thereafter, then the some public services will resume. And a couple other things, the insurance policy renewal, can't forget about the day-to-day operations of the library where I've worked on paperwork and collection updates so that we'll get another insurance policy approved. And Jerry mentioned that she and I worked on budget reallocations. And you may have noticed, I have not said much or put out much to the public as far as a timeline for our reopening or what we're projecting, because I really don't want to put a lot out there and then have to retract it. So now that we've had this board meeting and moving forward, discussions with staff, and once our procedures get in place, I will be drafting a public information press release so that the community is more aware of our timeline for opening. And something that I want you folks to be aware of, it's a little distant in the future, but it makes sense for me to make a decision now, and communication with some of the other Trumbull County directors. The cancellation of our usual October staff day, the staff development day that we have on Columbus Day each year. A couple reasons for that. By the time we reopen for public services, if you think about it, this library will have been closed for almost a quarter of the year. To me, that's significant. And to just, continue closing for those types of purposes at this point doesn't make sense to me. The money that I had budgeted for that staff day can be better used elsewhere. And again, Jerry already went over those reallocations of the budget money. And who knows what's going to happen. Social distancing may still be in effect in October, and it just doesn't make sense to have a bunch of staff, let alone a combined staff day with other Trumbull County libraries, and try to make that happen with social distancing. I'll finish this part up just saying, as Jerry did, I have attended and listened to and so forth a bunch of continuing education as well as meetings, professional reading and so forth. If you need a list, I'll be happy to provide it, but just don't want to take the time to go through everything right now. So, all right, that finishes my actual report, and we can go back to the agenda with number 2.
Is this you, Lorena?
Oh, Bill, you can go ahead unless you want me to.
Go ahead, Lorena. Would you?
Oh, okay, sure. All right, and so number 2 under the final portion of the agenda, I am requesting approval to adjust library hours of service to the following. It's listed there until further notice when we initiate level 2 of the COVID-19 policy. So Mondays and Wednesdays, library opening 9 to 7. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, the library opening 9 to 5, and then remaining closed on Saturdays and Sundays.
I'll make a motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
Who seconded that?
Kevin?
Quick second.
Yeah. Is there any other discussion? Evan?
Yes.
Boyd?
Yes.
Darko?
Yes.
Fallon?
Yes.
Ottenberg?
Virginia just got kicked off.
Well, I'm back
Okay, we
on
need to
very
stop
briefly.
until
She's back on. She just texted me.
Okay.
So there she is. Go
Virginia,
ahead.
were
Virginia,
you
they're
able to
calling
hear? Is Virginia still on?
Virginia, are you there? I saw that
I
you
just got back on. Maybe
Virginia, were you able to hear the motion?
She texted me. She was having trouble. No, it looks like she got booted off again.
Okay. We need to stop until she comes back on.
Yeah,
per
I'm going to
the
have
Attorney
her
General.
log in through her phone.
Lorena, depending upon when Virginia got booted off, we might need to redo this motion.
Right.
I think she may have missed the director's report. So I don't know how.
All of it?
Possibly. Because when she messaged me, I don't know when, like when I got back to, I was helping her, and then when I got back, I don't know where you guys were because I was working on other things with her and something else. So I will have to look at the timestamps.
As far as the report, it's unfortunate that she missed it, but she won't necessarily need to hear that. It's just this motion, correct?
I think it's just the motion part that she needs to be present for during the motion part.
Yeah, okay.
Molly, once you have a time that you know that she was booted off, if you could let me know for the minutes.
She was, I can look at that right now.
Okay.
6:16.
Okay.
Okay.
Surprised my cat hasn't interrupted this meeting. She's leaving this from her computer now, so she will probably, I had her, I asked her if she could try logging on through her phone. Bill, when you restarted earlier, is that what helped yours?
No,
No.
no, you sent me something again and then it worked. Or maybe it did help. I don't know. It took
so
a while
you did
after
restart it.
I did restart, but then it took a while. It kept kept circling around, trying to connect.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it was the snow today that messed us all up.
We got snow again? I didn't
Yes,
see any
we did.
snow.
At least we did out here. I did.
I mean, I'm right above extending grace. I didn't see
2:30
any.
p.m. If you want to add that to the minutes.
Ah,
Yeah, we had snow out in East Hubbard, that's for sure.
huh. I know we had it the other day, but I guess I really didn't go outside too much. I did go check on my little baby bird, but that was the extent.
This is Virginia. I'm in here. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be staying, but I'm trying.
Virginia, are you not able to connect through
All
your
right,
phone, through your cell phone?
I just tried again on the computer, but no, if I go on to Beyond Book, I'm sorry if I'm technologically impaired here, but just
No, that's
going
okay.
on to the Virginia at beyondbooks.org, and then there was no place to put in the password. I couldn't find it, so I just got back onto the screen again. I'm just hoping it'll hold.
You know what?
Okay,
I can help you with that in the future.
Okay.
Virginia, now that you're here, so we don't lose you, did you hear the motion about the library hours?
I did, and of course I'm reading on the agenda here, so I mean, I could approve, yes, based on what I'm reading, unless there was any deviation from what I'm reading.
Nope, and nobody had any further questions or discussions, so we're seeking to approve that as is. There was a motion made by Evans and seconded by Boyd, excuse me, and we were moving through the motion. So, Jerry, I don't know if you want to start again with that.
I mean, you could
Okay,
put a
we're
yes
gonna-
down for me.
Well, we'll just restart just the approval part, just so you can hear it.
Okay.
So Evans,
Yes.
Boyd,
Yes.
Darko,
Yes.
Fallon,
Yes.
Ottenberg,
Yes.
Soline,
Oh, no.
Al, you're muted. You briefly were unmuted.
How about now?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay,
Soline, do you approve?
yes.
Okay, Tucheron,
Yes.
all right.
Okay, moving on to number 3 on the agenda. I was asked to put this on the agenda to discuss and maybe approve. Face coverings for members of the public entering the building as recommended by the state of Ohio for public safety. Just today, if you'll bear with me, I did receive from Ohio Library Council some additional recommendations. And for patrons, it says, according to Ohio's Stay Safe Ohio order, libraries are required to allow patrons to wear a face mask/covering. However, libraries do not have to require patrons to wear them, although public health guidance recommends it to help protect employees. If you choose to require patrons to wear a mask/face covering under your patron code of conduct and a patron objects to doing so for health or disability or religious reasons, then that should be examined on a case-by-case basis.
Look, Lorena,
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
This would be then when we start allowing the public back in, right? Because under level 2, there won't be any public?
That's correct.
Okay. Yep. I'll move that we do it. I don't have a problem with it.
Are we providing the masks?
Not for the public.
Good.
That's pretty cost prohibitive.
Finance committee's happy with that.
I'll second the motion.
Any further questions or
Bill, was that
discussion?
you?
Yes.
All right, Soline,
Yes.
Tutrone,
Yes.
Boyd,
Yes.
Darko,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Fallon,
Yes.
Ottenberg.
Yes.
Okay. And number 4 on the agenda, which should be the final item. Unless prevented by COVID-19, we're requesting approval to hold these annual school supplies for fines drive from July 27th, 2020 to August 10th, 2020, where patrons may donate 3 packaged items of up to $5 off or 5 packaged items for up to $10 off, excluding lost, damaged, and referral fees.
So moved.
Second.
Was that Tutrone and Fallon?
It
Yes.
was.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
This is presuming that they can come in and drop the items off?
They could put them through the book drop or the drive up window if we are not completely open to the public.
Okay, great.
And I have another question. Then our staff, would we be disinfecting things or how would we handle that?
My recommendation would be such, of course, these are completely packaged. You know, we require them to be not individual items and completely packaged. And we have an inquiry to the school as of now. We haven't had a response yet as to whether they even want us to do this.
Okay.
So, but I would like the approval to be here just in case Charlie and the circulation department want to move forward with it and the school wants it.
Okay.
I have a question, Virginia.
Yes?
What kind of figure is it in fines each year on average that the library benefits from? Late returns, I gather, right?
Overdue
Usually,
fines.
in good years anymore, we've been around $5,000. I used to budget about 85, but in, I believe it was April of 2019, it went to automatic renewals, which put a definite hurting on our fines. So we're down to about $5,000 a year that we receive. And because we've been closed so much and we haven't been receiving any fines, that's one of the numbers that I'm going to be dropping down even further.
And we're successful in collecting these fines?
Yes, that's how much money we actually bring in.
Wow. That's impressive. Okay, thank you.
We have a lot more than that outstanding.
Oh, maybe it's not impressive then. Okay.
It's all relative.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is there
Jerry,
any
do you need to call the
discussion?
Mhm.
Okay, Tutrone,
Yes.
Fallon,
Yes.
Boyd,
Yes.
Darko,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Ottenberg,
Yes.
Soline.
Yes.
Okay, that is all I have for this evening.
Well, thank you very much for everybody attending.
Hey, thanks, everybody. Be
Thank
safe.
you all.
Bye.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Mike. Good night.
Well done, as always.
Thank you,
Thank you very
guys.
much.
Thank you.
Do we typically make a motion to adjourn or no?
The president just adjourns us.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes
Everybody
there
always
has been
votes for
times that we've done a motion, but Ray never wants to leave. In this case, Bill just adjourned us, so we're good.
Okay.
Night, everybody.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks, Molly.
Oh, no problem, Lorena.
Thank you, Molly.
Sure. I usually stay until
Yeah,
everybody.
I was just gonna.
And then I will see.
Is Bill
Next
there?
time
Still
though,
staying?
huh?
Is Bill still really there? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.